I don't know if I've seen lower.
I wonder, will this be an all-star sounding for Basara's
Oh,
class?
but the problem is, I think Becerra is not teaching the class anymore.
Is he not?
He's retiring from teaching that class, at least.
Oh no, those poor children will
No, yeah,
never know the
no more
joy
all.
of
Hopefully,
all-star
whoever takes over
soundings.
next, yeah. Our synoptic professor at OU would always give us soundings, and we had to analyze them and predict different parameters and what kind of weather could have been happening
And it
with these
was
soundings.
really
You get some cool
fun.
stuff.
Really fun.
As someone who likes to present, I had a lot of fun doing it.
No, I enjoyed the project. And I was actually very... Okay, so what was your sounding?
Oh man, what was my sounding? I believe I had a blizzard in the Northeast. It was a pretty stout blizzard type setup.
I'm smiling because you're going to be jealous of my sounding.
Oh man, what did you have?
I had Birmingham
Oh,
and Tuscaloosa.
oh, for those who don't know, back it was it
2011.
2011, yes,
April,
2011.
April
Oh boy.
something.
The
2011.
EF5 tornado. Was it EF5? It was EF5, right? I want to make sure that sometimes they're a little weird with these ratings. Tornadoes that should be EF5s get rated a little bit lower, but EF5
Reno.
massive. We don't talk about El Reno. We'll have a whole discussion on El Reno one episode. I am passionate about
let's
the
do
El
it.
Reno tornado. That is to this day.
April 27th.
I go back and revisit the El Reno tornado so many times, looking at video and everything from that tornado. It was such an odd, just, it's an accident. Things like that should not happen. They should not be possible on this earth. But for Tuscaloosa, EF5 tornado, very violent EF5 tornado that was highly visible. Some of you, if you're into weather, might have seen the famous shot from the University of Alabama football stadium of the tornado crossing. The horizontal vortices coming off of it. It's one of the most violent tornadoes in recent history. That's I'm sure the sounding. I don't recall the sounding from that, but I'm sure the sounding was incredible.
Man, I don't think I have that project saved, but we could do all-star soundings.
Oh man, soundings will tell you so
Soundings
much
are cool.
about a setup.
I mean,
are.
I sounded sarcastic earlier, and I kind of was because it was a lot of work, that project. But the All-Star Sounding project was fun. I actually really liked it, especially because it got Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. For those who don't know, what weather soundings are is each National Weather Service office, usually twice a day, usually 0Z in the morning, which that time changes depending on whether you're in daylight time or standard time. Oh gosh, I lost the word there. And then usually at 12Z, they'll launch another sounding. What we do is we take these, ironically enough, with recent news and what we take these balloons and attach probes to them and send them up into the atmosphere. And,
over the ocean to other countries. I mean, no.
As a meteorologist, I can tell you that Chinese spy balloon was not for meteorological purposes.
Not.
No probe is that big. Typically, the probes that are on these weather balloons are in styrofoam boxes like this big, and they're harmless.
Okay.
And they don't get up that high either. This balloon was flying 60, 70,000 feet in the air. Our balloons tend to pop before that point.
Now, I am no fan of the communist Chinese government. But I will play benefit of the doubt and say I could see the scientific value of getting like stratospheric reading, because it was stratospheric, right? Like it was.
Oh yeah, it was pretty high up there.
I didn't actually.
Balloon. Apparently, this balloon was like the size of like a bus.
I saw 3 buses. I heard 3 buses.
That's incredible. That's crazy.
But like, if you were to get a big old balloon that's pretty anti-popping, just put it in the stratosphere, let it set sail, you could get some interesting readings.
You could. You absolutely could. And granted,
Like,
we have low orbit
like-
satellites that take these measurements too, but
Like nuclear missile bases and that kind of thing. All right. We're gonna get yeah.
Anyway, what Colin has pulled up here on the screen
Is
the Tuscaloosa tornado for anyone listening on audio only
Oh
platforms.
yeah, I forgot. We have to describe.
Oh no, where
things.
it's yeah. So this tornado is it's a wedge tornado, and
It's an actual wedge. There's a meme.
not rain wrapped, highly visible, clear slot behind it, and you can just see that the left edge of this thing, just the rising motion on it is incredible.
This isn't the best video of it. Special thanks to Jason Rosolowski, I think, for letting us watch your video.
Look at that funnel off to the side there just formed. There's like a quick satellite tornado off of it.
Oh yeah. This is the one.
There's the horizontal vortex. This is at its peak intensity.
This is, I think this is the one, or maybe it was technically Birmingham, because that whole outbreak, it actually gets a little confusing. There were like,
Look at that. For those who don't know, the horizontal vortices that come off of these tornadoes, that only happens with the strongest of low-level circulations. Not every tornado has that. So if you see these, you'll have the main tornado, right? And off to the side, you'll see these vortexes just shooting horizontally off of it. That shows an incredibly strong vortex there. Man, look at that thing.
is there any? Oh, here we go.
Oh, they get real close to this thing.
Yes.
It started off in the distance for everyone who can't see it. Holy cow, they're like less than half a mile away from this thing. Now, we just jumped ahead in the video.
That's too close.
This tornado is right behind a shopping complex, and it's passing right in front of them. Look at the rear inflow jet on that. They're sitting currently just to the southeast of it, and you can see the horizontal vortexes, debris getting lofted.
Dude, whoa, hang on. All right, it's rewind time. What is that sliding down the street? Okay, watch right about here. I think it's right about here. Okay, maybe I went back too far.
Let's go.
I went back a little too far.
Man, you can really see the details in that vortex though slowed down like this. I mean, look at the horizontal vortex forming right there. That's incredible.
Okay, that with the camera shaking, it looked bigger than it was.
It looks like just like a tree branch or something.
Yeah.
But you can see debris being lofted there in the distance, so out ahead of them. I mean, this tornado did massive damage in the town of Tuscaloosa. That's some really... I don't know why they got this close to it. I wouldn't have gotten that close to this thing.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
And personally, I'm a tornado.
Oh no,
like
I didn't. Look, okay, so this thing right here.
that looks like a tree branch.
But it's
looks like ripped off one of those trees right there.
That's a big tree
it is.
branch.
And they're, like I said, they're
skating.
like half a mile probably away from a quarter mile away, and you're still getting. I mean, those inflow winds there at the surface were probably easily pushing 80 to 90 to 100 miles an hour for sure.
Man, Tuscaloosa was something else.
You think that was something? Tell you what, when we do a deep dive on El Reno, that'll need more than probably just a short spot in an episode. El Reno is something that I'm super passionate about.
I just realized my collar's been inside.
But yeah, that Tuscaloosa tornado was something else. And that's really, I mean, he was already super popular beforehand, but his coverage during that really launched a guy like James Spann into a whole nother stratosphere, just with his coverage with that.
Wow, stratosphere, good one.
It's a bad pun.